Hi everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another 12 by 12 scrapbook layout for the Traveler's Notebook Online design team, and I'm going to be scrapping this photo of my son last year sitting under the Christmas tree at his kindy, and I'm going to use this paper and a few other papers from the Echo Park Merry and Bright paper pack. And I also found these little houses in one of my reject shop cut packs when I was doing another layout recently, and it inspired me to do a layout using these Christmas trees and these houses. Now I'm sure I've seen a layout like this before. I had a bit of a look on Pinterest, but I couldn't find the exact layout I was thinking of. So I am scrap lifting someone, but I couldn't find who it was. So I'm going purely sort of off memory and just doing something similar. So this is going to be my background paper. This is from the same Echo Park paper pad, and it's a beautiful soft blue with little white spots all over it. And you can probably see a bit there that the edge is a bit discolored and warped. That's because I left a drink too close to it and it sort of overflowed. And yeah, so that's my fault. I have managed to cover it up pretty well though. So what I'm doing is just cutting off about 1 centimetre off each edge of my background paper, and I'm going to glue it all down to this white cardstock because I ruined the paper with that drink. So you can see at the bottom there, it was Pepsi. So it's a bit brown, but I covered that up, as you'll see. Now these papers I've pulled out from a couple of different Kaisercraft collections. I was just looking for something that had Christmas trees on it because I'm going to make kind of like a little hillside scene at the bottom of my page. So I pulled this one from the Wonderland collection. This is the one I end up going with, and I'm just tearing the edge until I get a shape that I am happy with. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut that flat on the bottom, so that's just going to sit right on the bottom there, just covering up all that yuckiness. I do put tape down with my Scotch ATG, which is available from the Traveler's Notebook, and as well as the Echo Park paper pad, that's also available from there. But I don't stick it down because I realized I wanted to do 2 layers. I nearly forgot. So I'm just taking this Rosie Studio cardstock pad. It's just plain cardstock in A4 size, and I'm taking the white one and doing exactly the same thing, just tearing it until I get the sort of shape I'm looking for. And again, just tape with my Scotch ATG. All the products from the Traveler's Notebook Online will be listed in the description box. I'll put the links directly to the products, and don't forget to use my code DTDanny for 10% off your entire order. So going ahead and sticking down my second layer. Love that. I'm just really happy with how this layout all came together in the end. So just trimming off the excess of my photo there. You can see it's got a bit of a border around it. I print most of my photos in 6x4 just because that's what my local photo place does them at without having to wait. I like to just go in and get them printed while I'm there. So I'm using what I had left of that white cardstock, and I'm just putting a little bit of a border on my photo. I am going to come in a little bit later and matte with some other papers, but I'll leave that as it is for now. Thought I was going to put it there, but I do end up moving it to the other side because it fits better. I'm just going to go ahead and have a sort of rough idea of where I want to put my houses and trees. So this is essentially what it will look like at the end. Just houses and trees lined up along the hillside there. So realize my photo looks better on that side, just fits the space better. So what I'm doing now is just taking some white gesso, and I'm just sort of blurring out the space around the photo just to give it a bit of a softer finish and make that photo stand out from the page a little bit better. I won't make you watch all this, it does take me a fair while. So there we go. Just gives a little bit more focus to the photo. And then off camera, I've gone ahead and done the space behind the hillsides as well, just at the top of the hillsides there. Okay, so taking another one of the papers from the Echo Park Merry and Bright pack. I've nearly got through all this sheet of paper. I really love it. But what I'm going to do, oh no, it's the same paper as the trees. It's just the opposite side. I really love this paper. I wish I'd had 2 of those, to be honest, because I love both sides. So I'm just putting down a little torn strip of that at the top because I have that scene at the bottom. It gives sort of like a ground section, and then the top was just really empty, and the snowflakes just felt like they went in the sky to me. And I put more snowflakes in now, as you'll see. So I'm just taking some little, I think this was a Kaiser Craft. No, it's not a Kaiser Craft stamp set. I'm not sure. It's kind of old. I've had it for a long time. But I'm just taking some small snowflake stamps, and I am using my Versamark clear ink, embossing ink, to stamp those all over. And I'm just going to use a white embossing powder on all of those and do a little bit of heat embossing. You guys know I love heat embossing, especially snowflakes for Christmas layouts. And I've said it before, we don't get snow where I live at Christmas time. It's the middle of summer. It was over 40 degrees Celsius the other day, but I like them. They make me happy. They feel Christmassy, so I do them. So going in with my heat gun and embossing all those. Just speed this part up. You don't need to see the whole thing. I just love how they just appear from nowhere. Love heat embossing. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and lay out all my little houses and trees, and then I will go ahead and glue those all down as well. So this was a process. It did take a long time. I cut out a lot of trees. It took a long time fussy cutting all these little trees out of that paper, but they look really good in the end. This is one of my favorite layouts I've ever done, I think, so really, really love it. So once I put in all the little fussy cut trees, I do find a couple more on the sticker pack that comes in the Merry and Bright paper pack, and that little cottage was on the sticker sheet as well, so I thought that was cute. Just another little house on the lower part of the hillside there. And I find another couple of trees, as I already said, repeating myself now. Another couple of trees on the sticker pack, but they do have that white border, so I'm just going to go ahead and, I keep saying sticker pad, sticker sheet. Go ahead and trim off that white border. Just adds a couple of extra interesting trees, and they're a little bit bigger than those fussy cut ones too, so really love how that looks. So there we are, all done, all glued down. I love it so much. So much dimension. I just put glue on the base of all the trees and houses so they still sort of sit up from the page a little bit. Okay, so what you just saw there was these Simple Stories snap cards. I think it's a vintage Christmas line. That is also from the Traveler's Notebook Online, and I'm taking this one because it has Under the Christmas Tree, which is basically going to be my title. But I'm just going to take the Under the Tree and fussy cut those out. Just leave a bit of a green border on them. And I'll take the remaining bit of that card. I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to start matting my photo now using that paper pack. Not paper pack, snap card pack. So this EcoPack paper pack I'm using has a lot of the light blues and pinks, but it also has those traditional deep reds and greens in it. So there's quite a bit of the reds and greens in the trees. So I wanted to bring some more of that in because there's so much of that blue on the background, and my alphas are going to be pink. So just a little bit more of the red and green there, using some more of those snap cards. They complement each other really nicely, I think. And then I just really like this cream with the holly. So just going to have a little bit of that peeking out all the way around. And that is pretty much going to do it for my photo layers, I think. Yep, just helps it pop off the page a little bit. So now these are the alphas I'm going to be using. These are from Kmart. They're just cheap, budget chipboard alphas, but the pink matches this collection really, really nicely, and I've used them on a couple of layouts so far. Actually, quite a few layouts that I've made with this collection. So now I'm just popping up my photo mat on a little bit of foam tape, and I will add a little bit of tacky glue as well because I have put that gesso down behind the photo there, so the tape doesn't really stick very well to gesso. So just a bit of added security there. And then I'm going to go ahead and think about my embellishing. So I'm using the Lucky sticker book here. You can get that from the Traveler's Notebook Online as well. And I'm using that pink washi strip with the love hearts on it. And it has a little bit of rose gold, which is really nice because those die cut houses that I used actually have rose gold on them as well. So not a lot, but just enough to accentuate each other, I suppose. This is another paper from the Echo Park paper pad. I am taking these beautiful florals and I'm going to fussy cut a couple of them out and use them as embellishments around my photo. And lighting's changed, it's dark now, it's quite shadowy. I do apologise, but I was in the zone, you guys know what that's like. I didn't want to stop. So I'm taking this little Season's Greetings sticker off the sticker sheet and I've put those little fussy cuts flowers around my photo. Now this is the Happy Planner sticker book. It's a seasonal sticker book, and I'm putting some of the little poinsettias from that Christmas sheet around my photo cluster. So they just match those flower clusters really, really well. Like they're made for each other. Look at that. Beautiful. So now I'm going to do a stupid thing and I'm going to over embellish my photo. And a lot of this, most of this will come off. I'm putting on more stickers and I don't end up liking it. I just keep adding more and more because I am an idiot and I don't know when to stop. Putting that little Make a Wish, that is from the Chirp sticker book. Kaisercraft Chirp sticker book, sorry. And yeah, more stickers around, like, I don't know why. I think I didn't like it, so I'm just adding more and more, hoping I will save it, and I just make it worse and worse. So you'll see later in the end, I take nearly all of this back off and just leave the florals on either corner. So I think sometimes I fall into the trap of just needing to fill every empty space, and it's too much. I mean, there's so much going on this page already. I really didn't need to go this full on. And I know that I'm not happy with it because I don't glue them down. And if I really was happy with it, I would have put glue down, but I only glued the florals. So going back through the book, taking some more of that washi tape, but this time in the mint colour, and putting that at the bottom of my photo. See, that's nice, it's subtle. So I don't know what I was thinking with that photo. Look at it, it looks awful. It will come good, you will see. Okay, so now I'm deciding I'm going to put my title in. I think I just needed to leave that photo alone and think about something else for a while. So I tore the U, but it's fine. It goes back on, you can't even tell. I'm going to glue down the Gosh, I can't speak today. All these words all get stuck down. And then I'm going to go ahead with my little alphas and I'm going to glue down, I think I stick 2 down. So I lay them all out and I stick 2 down, and that's when I go, I can't look at this anymore. And I turn off the camera and I pull everything off that photo. Well, everything that was too much on that photo. Yep, there we go. So I did go into that sheet of floral paper and fussy cut out another couple of these little just pink flowers, just to round off the edges of those clusters. Camera's out of focus, of course. But I just really like that. That just finishes it off. That's all it needed, really. I didn't need to go crazy. There. Much better. So then I can go in and finish off my title. You can tell that's how badly it was bothering me. I couldn't even finish sticking down my alphas. So finishing off that title, and then I will flip back through the Chirp sticker book for some more phrase stickers because I want to finish off my title with a couple of little phrases. So I end up taking out this My Smiles Begin With You, and I cut it in half a little bit because it just was too big, but I really wanted to use that sentiment. I thought that was lovely. And when I do stick it down, I realize that Make a Wish is right there. So what I end up doing is going in with the same phrase sticker, but in the mint. So you'll see that at the end. I do that off camera, but that looks a lot better. Now I'm going to pop in some half pearls around those embellishment clusters on the corner of my photo, and then I'm going to sprinkle some in the spaces around my title as well. I love half pearls. This is probably the one item that I use on nearly every layout. I love them. And then I go in off camera and I do some white stitching with my sewing machine all around the edge. And then I'm going to pop in just the year 2017 in grey with my Statler fine liner there. And then I also add in that little exo sticker beside that date as well. And that is finished. Here are the close-ups. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love how this layout turned out. Please leave me a comment, say hello, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.